The first thing I remember wasn't pain. It was silence. Not complete silence. Hospital silence. Soft footsteps. Machines. Doors opening and closing somewhere far away. And the strange feeling that time had moved without asking me. I tried opening my eyes. Everything looked too bright. My head felt heavy. My body felt borrowed. Someone noticed. A voice said gently, "Easy." I turned slightly. Blue scrubs. A nurse adjusting something beside the bed. I tried speaking. Nothing came out except, "What happened?" She looked at me for a second, then smiled softly. "Car accident." My stomach dropped. Pieces returned. Rain. Headlights. A horn. Then, nothing. I looked around. Hospital room. Flowers. Phone. No visitors. I swallowed. "How long?" She checked something. 5 days. 5 days. I stared at the ceiling. 5 days of the world continuing without me. I asked questions. Work. Phone. Family. She answered calmly. Everything was handled. People called. People visited. Someone from the hospital updated them. I nodded. Then closed my eyes. Because suddenly, I felt exhausted for reasons that had nothing to do with injuries. The nurse stayed professional. Quiet. Not cold. Just steady. Every few hours she checked in. Water. Medication. Small conversations. Nothing unusual. Until the second day. She walked in with breakfast. Stopped beside the bed. Looked at me for a second longer than normal. Then smiled. And asked, "Remember me?" I blinked. My brain searched immediately. Nothing. I looked embarrassed. She laughed softly. "That's okay." I looked at her again. Same face. Kind eyes. Late 20s maybe. Dark hair tied back. Something familiar. But nothing clear. I shook my head. She nodded. Then said, "I figured." And changed the subject. That should have been the end. But it wasn't. Because after she left. It bothered me. Not because I thought I knew her. Because she looked like someone expecting nothing. No disappointment. No dramatic reveal. Just curiosity. Over the next 2 days, I tried remembering. Nothing. Then on the 4th morning, she came in carrying coffee. Paused. Then smiled. Still nothing. I laughed. Should I be worried? She smiled. No. Then she sat for the first time. And said, 8 years ago. That got my attention. She looked out the window. Then said, I was 16. I stayed quiet. She continued, my mother collapsed at a bus stop. I blinked. She smiled slightly. Everyone looked. She looked at me. Nobody moved. Then she laughed once. Small. Except one guy. I stared. She continued. He called emergency services. Her eyes softened. He stayed. Still nothing. Then she said, my mother was scared. She kept apologizing. And that guy told her. She smiled. You don't apologize for needing help. Something moved in my memory. Not clear. Just familiar. She noticed. Then nodded. You gave me your jacket because I was cold. I stared. And suddenly, I remembered. Not perfectly. But enough. Rain. Bus stop. Teenage girl crying. A woman on the ground. Waiting. Talking. Trying to keep people calm. I looked at her. That was you. She smiled. Yeah. I looked shocked. Then laughed. Wait. I looked confused. How did you find me? She laughed. I didn't. Then she pointed around. This hospital hired me. I blinked. She smiled. When I saw your name, she shrugged. I wasn't sure. I stared. Then asked, you remembered me? She looked surprised. Then smiled. My mother remembered you. That got quiet. She continued. She talked about that day for years. I looked away. Embarrassed. It wasn't a big thing. She smiled. That's the point. Then she looked at me. It was for us. Silence. Then she laughed. You probably forgot before dinner. I smiled awkwardly. She wasn't wrong. I remembered helping. I didn't remember names. She stood. Adjusted the blanket. Then quietly said, my mom wanted me to become a nurse. I looked at her. She smiled. She passed away 3 years ago. The room changed. She noticed, then quickly smiled. But she knew. I looked confused. She nodded. She knew I made it. Then she looked at me. And she always said, her voice softened, kind people never know how far their kindness travels. She left after that. And I sat there for a long time. Thinking. Not about the accident. About how many moments we think disappear. How many things we do without realizing someone else carries them for years. The day I got discharged, she was working. I signed papers. Collected my things. Then stopped. I walked back. She looked surprised. I handed her something. She opened it. Inside, a handwritten note. Thank you for remembering what I forgot. She looked at me. I smiled. Then added, and your mom was right. She smiled. What? I looked around. Then laughed. You became exactly the person she hoped for. She looked away quickly, trying not to cry. Before leaving, she said, try not to come back. I laughed. Then she added, but if you do, she smiled, hopefully under better circumstances. Months later, I still think about it. Not the accident, not the hospital, that question, remember me. And the truth is, I didn't. Until she reminded me that sometimes the smallest moments in your life become the biggest moments in someone else's. This is DarkInk Stories. And sometimes the kindness you barely remember becomes someone else's reason to keep going.